Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So it looks like the city of Lugano, Switzerland has just unveiled a new statue honoring Satoshi Nakamoto. Check this out, guys. This is just a clip here of the unveiling, and you can hear the audience applaud there. So, I know this seemed a bit strange. Apparently they did have a light show too in the evening. Incredible Bitcoin drone light show over Lugano, Switzerland. Last night, I guess, and I will link this clip in the description of the video for you. You guys can see there. I'm just going to scroll through it real quickly here. Bitcoin, the Satoshi mask. We've got Bitcoin pizza. We've got the rocket ship going up. Plan B. So that was the company that did sponsor the event. I think it was Plan B and Tether. Coincidentally enough, Satoshi Nakamoto statue revealed at Lugano's annual blockchain event. At the third annual Plan B event in Lugano, Switzerland, a statue dedicated to Bitcoin creator Satoshi Nakamoto was unveiled as a symbolic gesture to honor decentralization and financial sovereignty. The Plan B Forum did unveil this tribute statue. The event, held by Plan B in collaboration with the city of Lugano and Tether, attracted blockchain industry figures and government officials. The bronze statue, designed by Valentina Picozzi, aims to encapsulate both the enigma and legacy of Satoshi Nakamoto. So you guys can see it down here. When you do look at it at different angles, it does seem to be transparent, which I guess can be symbolic in its own right. As the observer's viewpoint shifts, the statue appears to fade, symbolizing Satoshi Nakamoto's disappearance from the sphere in 2010. So I think this is interesting. You know, Bitcoin has become so big at this point. It has finally integrated itself into the mainstream financial system, to some people's chagrin, I'm sure. But alas, here we are, guys, and the city of Lugano, Switzerland, is celebrating that. Or was celebrating that yesterday, despite the fact that we did see Bitcoin go down as low back to 65,500 yesterday. Some were, wondering what the heck is happening with the crypto space. Well, there was some very specific news that just did come out that we are going to talk about today regarding Tether. Bitcoin has recovered, though, 66,900. And, for those of you guys wondering what the heck is going on, I mean, even XRP did drop tremendously. Here, if I bring this up, let me just see. Yeah, let's take that off auto. You guys can see XRP did wick down, and check that out. A lot of selling activity for XRP. Even XRP did go down as low as 48.6. So whoever had those buy orders in under 50 cents got really lucky yesterday, because now, as of the time of this recording, XRP has bounced back to about 513 per coin. So this has definitely gotten the attention of the crypto space. Let's go back to Bitcoin for a second here. So Bitcoin back up to 66,900. Yesterday we were trading in and around 68,400 though. So we are down by a little bit. But guys, this is the 1 hour chart. If I were to go back to that 1 day chart, and let me just remove that, you can see the trend is still holding up here. Okay, Bitcoin making higher lows even despite yesterday's fall, higher lows, and guys, we're still making higher highs here. So really, we still just need to get up above that 69,500, or rather $70,000. Really, that's that psychological level to continue this trajectory upward. And I feel like, this is just a little blip in the grand scheme of things. Even if I were to go back into the 1 hour and and just take a look here, you can see this dip, this most recent dip off the Tether news, actually did not go down as low as the dip that we saw back on Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, October the 23rd, where we did see Bitcoin go back down to 65,000 even. So we didn't even make it that far, guys. We were actually up from that low there, denoting a higher high even on the micro time frame. The market was shook, but not by much, guys. Sentiment still neutral, smack dab in the middle there at 50. Take a look at Bitcoin dominance, though. So it appears that investors are moving their money into Bitcoin as that safe haven, 58.16%. That is the highest I have seen it in a while. Market cap at 2.28 trillion, so that's down by a little bit. And the trading volume has gone up. Of course, people liquidating their cryptocurrencies. Look at the altcoin market, just got decimated yesterday, albeit not by much. I mean, we've seen worse sell-offs here than we did from yesterday. So we're going to talk a little bit about this, guys. First, though, I wanted to bring this up. Apparently, Chris Larsen did make an appearance, emphasizing that Gary Gensler has been the worst, yes, the worst public servant in the country's history.
Let me just say, I think Gary Gensler has been the worst public servant that we've ever had in this country. it's been incredibly damaging to this country. But look, I think we need to be really thoughtful here. I look at what sort of Reid Hoffman said about Lena Khan. He's a big contributor to the Dems. He said Lena Khan needs to go. That's spectacularly backfired, right? If anything, that probably ensures Lena Khan stays in that role. And, we could argue, the things that she's done, some good, some bad. But I'm not going to empower Gary Gensler to have any excuse, on what happens with his future. So I'm not going to comment on that. And I don't think donors should be getting involved in things like that, right? We're supporting the candidate. We're supporting her core values. And it is, her leadership that is going to, have to make decisions like that.
So I guess that was when he was asked about why Gary Gensler, why are you supporting Kamala Harris when Gary Gensler clearly has been a bit of a crap show. Lena Khan, by the way, is a British-American legal scholar who served as chair of the Federal Trade Commission. And she was only born in 1989, so that only makes her, 30-something? Late 30s. She's apparently the youngest person to hold that position. So I don't know, I just thought I'd bring up the wiki in case you wanted that reference, but wanted to thank XRP Drops for posting that. Looking towards some bigger Ripple partner news, guys, Temenos did recently sign a multi-country model bank development agreement with Bawan Cybertech. Okay, they are a global digital transformation company. Temenos Country Model Banks offers financial institutions a faster go-live experience with Temenos solutions while simultaneously reducing costs and risks through pre-configured banking functionality and country-specific localization. So, looking to make this very localized amongst different countries. Some of those countries include some of these South Asian nations, including India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, Cambodia, the Philippines, and Taiwan. Country model banks are a key differentiator for Temenos, and through such agreements, Temenos can scale this competitive advantage with partners further developing and building new model banks compatible with Temenos' composable banking solutions and SaaS offerings. And for those of you guys who want a definition of composable banking, I thought this was interesting. This was actually directly from Finastra's website here, which coincidentally is another Ripple partner. They come up first on Google when you ask Google, what is composable banking? Composable banking is a new approach that aligns speed, agility, and innovation to stay ahead in a competitive financial market. It allows banks to redesign banking at speed by using a platform to assemble modular, decoupled business capabilities, either custom-built or already available as SaaS or software. So guys, essentially, what I'm realizing these companies are doing, through this business model, through this Temenos multi-country model, multi-country banking model, is that they are integrating these traditionally unbanked and underbanked regions of the world so that they can get on DLT technology and bring them up to speed with the rest of the world. But they're using DLT technology and blockchain to do this. Considering Temenos has been a Ripple partner for several years now, it would only make sense to bring a company like that in to help address this issue in areas such as Southeast Asia, where this has been historically has been a problem. So some interesting news there. Also happen to see this, guys, another Ripple partner, dLocal. They've also expanded in the Latin American corridor and Southeast Asia as well. Cross-border payments platform specializing in high-growth markets, dLocal has partnered with another company called Four Venues to expand in Latin America and Southeast Asia. According to the official press release, Latin America and the Southeast Asian region are seeing rapid growth in their entertainment and events sectors. And Latin America, for example, will host the FIFA World Cup in 2030 and other major international events. The region's entertainment industry is projected to grow by 26%, reaching about $33 billion by the year 2029. Similarly, Southeast Asia's event market is expected to reach about $1.6 billion by the year 2028, with a customer base of 45 million people. This partnership will focus on implementing contactless payment systems preferred by 59% of exhibitors to support these expanding markets. And dLocal, guys, is going to integrate with Four Ventures to enable this. The partnership will provide Four Ventures with access to a variety of local and alternative payment methods, including credit cards, cash, bank transfers, e-wallets, and mobile money options. Of course, all through the help of RippleNet technology, specific payment solutions including PSE and Neki in Colombia, OVO, and ShopeePay in Indonesia. FPX in Malaysia, among other users. These options will be available in a range of countries, including Chile, Costa Rica, Uruguay, Ecuador, the Philippines, and Thailand, with plans to further expansion in the Middle East and other parts of Latin America. So it looks like they're focusing on the Latin American corridor, then moving into Southeast Asia with eventual plans to move into the Middle East. And so again, focusing on this one-stop shop for historically underserved regions of the world. So including, again, credit cards, cash, bank transfers, e-wallets, and mobile money options, all with one solution, leveraging a Ripple partner, in this case, dLocal. So thought that was interesting. Wanted to keep moving along because Airwallex, another Ripple partner, they just put out a survey to some of their customers. They created a report exploring the opportunities and challenges tied to embedded finance, the practice of platforms, marketplaces, and software companies integrating user-friendly financial services within their existing offerings. So no longer is it this, this concept of, here, we do one thing and that's, one type of payment. Now these companies are offering solutions to embed everything all in one. So in the case earlier, composable banking. And in this case, Airwallex is talking about embedded finance. Some of the key findings down here, the vast majority embed financial services for indirect monetization. So embedded finance has long been touted as a tool for revenue generation. Surprisingly, the majority, 78% of decision makers, primarily see it as a tool for enhancing customer experience and reducing friction, while 71% see it as a way to retain customers on their platform, both value adds that don't involve directly changing users. They also look at direct monetization and how that's still an attractive benefit. Also, embedded finance becomes table stakes to remain competitive. So all these various different reasons, and I will link this report, or rather this summary of this report, in the description of the video if you guys are interested in reading further. But it is interesting to note that this was performed by another Ripple partner looking to integrate everything financial for their customers. It used to be that, a lot of these companies would, just do the cross-border banking integration so that, a lot of these countries could, or a lot of these banks in these different unique countries could use their own fiat currency, leverage XRP to make those transfers and not have to use the US dollar, not have to convert, and thus make those transactions frictionless. But now, guys, we're seeing a lot more integration into many different parts of payments, many different parts of businesses, like we saw for dLocal and 4Ventures, integrating bank transfers, e-wallets, mobile money options, credit card transactions, and cash all in one. So guys, this is the new frontier. This is what the economy is going to look like moving forward, all moving on DLT technology. And stablecoins, of course, stablecoins are a large part of this, which brings me to this next story. Breaking: Bitcoin drops after the US government announces an investigation into USD Tether. So it was because of Tether. This is why we saw the Bitcoin price drop. I'm sure you guys know they are inextricably tied together. That's why I thought it was funny when this morning I saw the unveiling of the Satoshi statue, and they were saying that this was partially sponsored by Tether. But anyway, this is what is happening now, guys. So this one, courtesy of Ito Farina, the Bitcoin price did plummet, but of course, as we're noticing now, it is rebounding back up again. A bit of a blip right now, nothing to be too worried about. MLA here even commenting, with the US government now launching an investigation into crypto firm Tether for potential violations of sanctions and anti-money laundering rules. The question is whether this could be the black swan scenario needed for the launch of Ripple's RLUSD. So it is quite coincidental, I think, or is it a coincidence really, that they are, going into this investigation now. Now that we know that the Ripple RLUSD is supposed to be released at some point within the next couple of months, November, December, they said Q4 of 2024. It can't be a coincidence, says Emma Lee, that the stablecoin was supposed to launch in Q4 of this year, and now this is happening. So she is suggesting, could this be a quote-unquote black swan event? Things that make you go, So guys, here's some more details. Old noise may be the new name for FUD, as Tether defends itself from a report in the Wall Street Journal about U.S. government investigations. So, they are obviously not making a big deal of this. The United States federal government is investigating stablecoin issuer Tether. The Wall Street Journal did report in an exclusive article on October the 25th, citing people familiar with the matter. Tether CEO Paolo Ardoino, he called the story old noise, but it sent a shudder through the cryptocurrency market. Justice, Treasury Departments looking at Tether. So according to the newspaper, the U.S. Attorney's Office is carrying out a criminal investigation of the use of Tether by third parties to fund illicit activities or launder money generated by those activities. That investigation has been going on for several years now. Simultaneously, the Treasury Department is considering sanctioning Tether because of its widespread use by individuals and groups sanctioned by the U.S., including terrorist groups like Hamas and Russian arms dealers. So, they are making this something that it probably isn't, in my opinion. I mean, Tether as a business model, I mean, you can look at that and you can say, okay, they're shady because of X, Y, and Z. But if people are using Tether to money launder, and if that's what they're making it about, I disagree with this. I mean, you can use Bitcoin, you can use XRP to money launder, you can use anything, and it's not the responsibility of the XRPL network or Bitcoin. I mean, nobody controls Bitcoin, so it's not anybody's responsibility. That is up to government, and now they're saying, oh well, people are using it, so is it going to give them an excuse now to say, well, we can't use this because this is being used for money laundering and we're going to have to go with something else? Possibly the RLUSD. The article also carelessly glosses over Tether's well-documented and extensive dealings with law enforcement to crack down on bad actors seeking to misuse Tether and other cryptocurrencies. So Paolo Ardoino did come out. He is going on the record saying, this is just old noise. I will link this article in the description of the video for you guys. Again, crypto market moving in a strange way because of this. Smoke here posting this, Tether and money laundering. I don't know where this report was from. I wish Smoke would actually give links here. Nevertheless, it is interesting to note. Simplified USDT-based running point model for facilitating online gambling and money laundering. So this is somebody specifically pointing out the money laundering on Tether. USDT and the Tron blockchains has become the preferred choice for regional cyber fraud operations and money launderers alike due to its stability and the ease, anonymity, and low fees. Also down here it says USDT among the most popular cryptocurrencies used by organized crime groups, demonstrated by a surging volume of cyber fraud, money laundering, and underground banking related cases. So tying Tether here to money laundering, despite the CEO's protestations, I guess. Jacob King even commenting here, Tether is screwed. They've essentially been responsible for nearly 93% of all volume in crypto markets. It's all fake money used for money laundering and fraud. There is zero real demand. Imagine what happens when they're soon shut down and Bitcoin has like $27 in total buy volume remaining. That number is closer to what's currently stated here. Ansel Lindner here saying the exact opposite would happen. Billions would flow out of Tether and into Bitcoin if the rumors were true. But Jacob King says that makes no sense. There's maybe $10 million in real Tether, and when they're shut down and no one can trade and exchanges will falter in minutes, freezing everybody's funds. So what he's saying is this black swan event that, Amelie brought up here is that if Tether does falter, what would happen? The exchanges would freeze, people's money would be lost, similar to an FTX scenario. Let's bring up USDT to USD here. And you guys can see we did see a depegging as brought up here by Versan. Now that Tether has lost its peg once again after dodging multiple financial audits tied to the US government, expect money flow into the RLUSD and other Ripple-issued stablecoins. So he is on the same page as Amelie. Bitcoin holders will soon rely on XRP. Watch it unfold. Let's just take a look at this Tether depegging. And I want to put depegging in quotes here because realistically, how much did this really depeg, guys? It's now back up to 0.998, which is fairly average for where Tether is generally. This is the 1 hour. If I throw this on the daily, you guys can see obviously the smack dab in the middle would be $1 even, and it is a fraction. It is what is that? 2/100ths of a penny down. So as you can see, Tether has come down into this level several times before. So I'm gonna get rid of that first blue line there and get rid of that. And even when I just zoom in here, so that's where the price is today. Whoops, the blue line, you can see it's dipped down into this level several times before. So, calling it a depegging, sure, it did go down as low as 0.996 right down in here, but very shortly thereafter did reclaim its peg. So I don't think Tether is in dire straits. Again, this was just an announcement. However, could this mean the beginning of ushering in the RLUSD and other regulated stablecoins? Is this going to be the beginning, perhaps the decision for US government to say, no, 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 we're not going to accept the use of Tether in the United States? And thus that would usher in more use for RLUSD and other regulated stablecoins. Now, Eleanor Turret brought this up, and this ties in. I want to read you guys this. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse addresses the part of the cross-filed appeal last night, seeking clarity on whether an investment contract under the Securities Act needs to have an explicit contract. So she was transcribing some of the comments that Brad Garlinghouse made when interviewed by Anthony Pompliano. He asks here, if crypto tokens are deemed to be an investment contract, does that change the classification for people like Coinbase and others now that they're allowed investment contracts across platforms? So this is, talking about that topic particularly, but getting closer to the regulatory compliant cryptocurrency topic. I want to stay focused, though, on regulatory compliant coins. Pomp asks Garlinghouse, before we go on to fun stuff, do you have anything to say nice about Gary Gensler? I don't think Brad Garlinghouse did have anything nice to say about Gary Gensler. Eleanor Turret continues the transcription by saying, Pomp asked Garlinghouse how he squares that the current SEC has been abrasive to the crypto industry, was also one that approved the Coinbase IPO and also approved Bitcoin ETFs. And Brad Garlinghouse did say they approved the ETF kicking and screaming. They were dragged to court. They were forced to do it. So the SEC really resistant against this. But guys, here's where it gets really interesting. Pomp ends by asking Garlinghouse what he's optimistic about at Ripple over the next 12 to 18 months. 12 to 18 months, guys. Well, 12 months would bring us to late October 2025. And 18 months would bring us 6 months after that. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April 2026. Think about that window for a second. The bull run is supposed to go through until the end of 2025. And guys, here's what Brad Garlinghouse said. He said he's excited about the incoming institutional activity, noting that Ripple spent many hours with some of the largest banks in the world during its Swell event, discussing how they can use digital assets. So Brad Garlinghouse, it looks as though, has given us a timeline. And it's not just around Ripple's payment flows. We're now in the custody business. We're actually getting into the stablecoin business. There's a lot to be optimistic about. So Brad Garlinghouse giving us that timeline, 12 to 18 months. Perhaps this is when we're going to see the real world utility, strengthening the hypothesis that, guys, we could in fact see this real world utility take off during the height of this particular 4-year cycle bull run, bringing XRP and other utility coins to new heights. But that's just my opinion. And if you want to hear more of my opinion, more detailed opinions on what I'm trading and where my targets are going to be and all that fun stuff, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for only $5 a month. Again, just my opinion though, not financial advice, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.